Serbian power. So today's video is about sometimes when building cars, shit just doesn't go as planned. I had a Zr1 conversion bumper on my C7 and it looked great in the pictures. Well, I'm here to pick up my stock bumper and put it on my car and I guess just live with that for the time being. But truthfully, the color was like super off. And that's the color of my car and that's what it's painted. This is like the old C6 sunburned orange is what this is compared to this. See how brown it is? And I tried to look past it, but just every time I looked at the car, that's all I seen. I had a few friends look at it. They could notice it, but didn't want to say anything. To me, it's a brand new car. It's a 2019, and I just couldn't justify driving it like that. So I took it back to the shop, and 3 different times I had the shop paint the bumper. I'm like literally at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. Like, does that look like that? And it literally got worse every time. They wanted to paint the entire front of the car and blend it. I couldn't justify it. It is a stage 3 paint, and I'm sure some of you watching this are painters, so understand that. But I just couldn't justify it getting worse. It was closer the first time. And there was multiple excuses, anywhere from the car's paint is faded, which it had 16 kilometers on it, or 6 miles or something like that. It was brand new. Came out of a showroom, went in my garage, that was it. So that wasn't it. Then it was the material it was built from. Not sure I believe that. I'm not a painter, I'm a mechanic, but it just seemed like the color was getting further and further off and it was very brown. I had another shop look at it and painted it, and it is so close that you can't tell. I'm so glad I didn't spend the money to repaint it. So what I'm saying is just sometimes shit doesn't go as planned. And you'll see in these car shows, like, these guys are building like lift kits and fast race cars in 2 days. And that's not the real world. That's not how it works. I used to watch every Saturday morning the Saturday car shows. And these guys never ran into a problem on camera. You start finding out after I talk to these guys at shows and they run into tons of troubles. They just don't show them. I kind of show some of the ones you run into, but the real world is you always run into trouble when you're building cars. Another example would be I ordered a bumper and a spoiler from Vicres online. And the spoiler took weeks to ship. And then when it got here, it was great quality and packaged great. But the shipping was extremely slow. Not from the courier, it was shipped Pure later, which seemed good. It just took forever to leave their facility. But it was supposed to be shipped, the bumper and spoiler together. The bumper shipped fairly quick, but was poorly packaged and had lots of damage when it got to me. And the spoiler was weeks and weeks behind it, but was good quality and packaged well. So, sure. I mean, would I use them again? Absolutely. You know what? Like, their emails were good and they were apologetic, so I'll take that. Then there's the bumper color. And here's another one. Ivan Tampy. Ordered a spoiler from him online. Everything looks great. Here I am. I ordered it December 6th, I think. And here we are coming into May and I haven't seen it. He's told me anything from, with COVID, the brackets aren't being built in the facility, to they had rain in California for a few weeks and you couldn't do the carbon fiber when it was raining. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm trusting him with it, but I gave him almost $6,000 Canadian for a spoiler December, January, February, March, April, May, almost half a year ago. and I don't have it yet. I'd be pretty upset, but he actually called me at the shop here and talked to me about it and told me what was going on. And that goes miles for me. So far things are looking really good. He said it'll ship this week. Here we are, be May right away. So half a year behind. Sometimes on budgets, like as a general rule or a joke, I'll say take your budget and double it. And that's just kind of where you go with things. Like the CRX, for example, was supposed to be a low budget and we're way, way over that. The RX-8 started as a $5,000 budget as a joke. And just sometimes things don't go as planned. That van right there, it's a JDM van and needs rear wheel hubs. Well, the rear wheel hubs, even from Japan, are discontinued. You can't get anything aftermarket. We thought a CRV would be close, but the splines are different. Now we got to put CV axles in it out of a CRV to get rear wheel hubs to work on it. So sometimes shit just doesn't go as planned. And I guess that's just kind of where I'm going with this. You're building cars, nothing goes perfect. Even a tidy with the rubber ramps down there. It's nothing a 1/4 inch can't fix. Oh, disregard that. We lost part of this. There, I'll have to give that up. Shit. All right, let's give this another go. It's going to take some practice. It's all about the procedure and angle. It's all about the procedure.